Hey, Anders Nyqvist and Krassimir Sterev, you are playing the solo parts for Dirty Angel this week by Bernhard Gander with the Helsinki Philharmonic and Susanna Mälkki as the conductor. And the two of you and Susanna were also playing the premiere of the piece in 2010.
Yes.
In Munich with the, which orchestra it was?
Deutsche Symphonie Orchestra Berlin.
Did the two of you take part in the composition process while Gander was composing this?
We all live in Vienna, and of course when Bernhard decided to write this piece, he got in contact with us and we worked somehow. It was, you know, like a conversation between the soloist, and he knew us before, and of course he sent us material, and then we worked together and see what's possible without limiting him. That you know, it's not I'm not the one to tell him what to write, but sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a discussion or a discussion about what, so it doesn't get too out of.
At least your part is also physically very hard. It's
Yeah, you see, his part is not easy.
Well, mine is super physical.
But just I.
yours is more flamboyant because he only moves his fingers.
Yeah, and I have to move also my body.
Maybe I should move a bit more.
Yeah, there's a thought.
I'm not exaggerating, actually. I think.
You have performed this piece 4 or 5 or 6 times this far?
5, and that will be the 6th and the 7th on Thursday then.
Yes. Do the performances vary, or is it different with different orchestras?
Very, very different. It's a very different way of playing, and a very different way of looking at this music, which is not your everyday music, you know. Even if you look at contemporary music, the music Bernhard writes is not. It's very special. Yeah, he has found he's quite young as a composer, and he found his language that is heavily influenced by this heavy metal or black metal. Or for we do this. We specialize in this kind of thing, but it's also very special for us. Then the orchestra, the different orchestras get sent this material, and it's of course it's very different ways that they approach it, which is very great.
Every time is different. Every orchestra has a different sound in a way, and you have to adapt to that sound in actually very quick way. And I loved the rehearsing process with the orchestra here, and the hall is great. I'm coming through without amplification, so that's a happy moment. Being next to the Flugelhorn, you know.
Yeah. There's the composer says that there's a story in this piece of an angel being dragged down, trying to fly and being dragged down by the bad society and becoming dirty for that, and then at some point the orchestra and the soloists, who I think represent the angel in a way, they fly together and then they quarrel and so on. What sort of roles do you feel that your respective solo instruments have in this angel respect or musically in this piece?
I think it's like what Bernhard also told us. It's that there's a lot of gestures where we go from a low register and going up, and then it breaks, and then we start again from the beginning. So it's the two angels or the soloists are trying to take off but are dragged down, and then and then at some point we fly together with the orchestra. So it's this struggle between the two elements of the pure that is not pure, that can't be pure because the society is holding it back.
If you think of the Flugelhorn, accordion, and especially I can talk of course about the accordion, is the typical angel role of the accordion. It's an instrument which always has played actually the angel role in the society, but the society always puts it a little bit, doesn't give it a lift to the instrument to fly, but nowadays this changed quite a lot in the last 50 years, so maybe in 200 years we only fly as angel accordionists.
Yes, and also both your instruments are maybe more associated with folk music or jazz or light music in a way. And now here they are in front of
The
orchestra, which is the most holy thing in the classical music, symphony orchestra. So also that I think represents that. When you both play a lot of contemporary music, and the scores are often very complex and need a lot of concentration. And is there any room for so-called interpretation in contemporary works that are complex rhythm-wise, or?
I think the most important rule in doing any music, also contemporary music, is to take the score very seriously and to give your heart in the music, and to give the best expression you can have and treat it exactly like Mozart and Bach. And then it's a good result for sure.
I think I agree with Krassi. It's not that much difference. Of course, when you start doing more contemporary music, you get a bit overwhelmed with this new, much as it looked when you look at the paper, it looks much more complex than Mozart or Beethoven. But in a way, it's different kind of difficulties. You know, it's the complexity and the rhythm. For sure, we have to spend more time trying to, analyze what we need to play. But at the end, it's just music. Like a Beethoven is very complex, even if it looks different. There's so much complexity. As much as in contemporary music, it's just different ways of expressing things. And in the end, I think it's very important just to try to, when this complexity, when you have figured everything out, you have to leave that and think music.
Yeah, and music is always actually, sound is expressing emotions, feelings. This is what we need to do also with contemporary music.